The concept of medicalization in layman's term means that any phenomena, any issue, any problem, any physical trait that are increasingly coming under the purview of medical professionals. And examples of medicalization would be alcoholism. It used to be something people dealt with that in their personal life, in their own family lives. And sometimes people, quote unquote, suffer in silence because of that. Or excessive cigarette smoking. Another example of medicalization. And now people can get treatment for alcoholism or cigarette smoking to quit smoking or drug use. It used to be something hundreds of years ago, or maybe in your grandparents' generation. People dealt with that privately when somebody misused and abused drugs. And now, this so-called social problem has increasingly become a medical problem. And the concept of medicalization is also connected to the social construction of crime. And in this case, the social construction of crime can work differently for people living in different locations, for people from different social class or social economic statuses. If somebody in a poor neighborhood in inner city, that person do not have a permanent job, do not have proper health coverage, or do not have health coverage at all. If that person has a drug habit, and that person may get drugs illegally from different sources in the inner city, in that neighborhood, if that person got caught, it is a social problem. That person may be sent to rehab initially and may also have to serve time, go to jail, go to prison, or pay a fine. If a different person from a different neighborhood with a different education level, if the person has this habit, maybe due to stress, and the person wants to do something about this habit, because the person has a different kind of job with proper health insurance, or the person has enough resources to check himself or herself into a rehab, it becomes a medical problem. So, how people define the same phenomena of social problem, in this case, drug use, differently for different groups of individuals. Those who cannot afford to go to rehabs are being treated as criminals. Is a social problem. This phenomena is defined as a social problem. It's not medicalized at all. It has not transitioned from a social problem to a medical problem. If the person from a poor neighborhood who cannot afford rehab gets caught for using and possessing and selling drugs, the person pays a fine, goes to jail, or goes to rehab as well. If the person from a different level of education, from another social class, from a different social economic status, if the person wants to do something about his so-called habit, quote unquote, checks himself and herself into a rehab, this social problem is going to be viewed as a medical problem as soon as the person seeks medical help. Can we see that? So, people define the same phenomena differently. It's a manifestation of social construction of deviance and crime. Any question?